Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
You're looking at exact track 40 radar as several parts of southeastern Michigan are under a winter weather advisory. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pamela Osborne. Forewarned meteorologist Brian Sherman has been tracking the system all day long. And Brian, what type of impact are we talking about for the start of the week?
Pamela, we're going to be talking about a moderate impact for some of us as we go throughout our Monday, as we're seeing a little bit of everything: snow, sleet, freezing rain, and rain heading our way through the entire day on Monday. Because of that, the National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory for all the areas here in purple along and north of M59 from 10 o'clock tomorrow morning until 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. These areas stand the best chance to see any kind of snow and or freezing rain and sleet accumulation as we head throughout the day. Tower cam from Windsor looking across the river into downtown Detroit. A little high cloud cover moving in this evening. Most everyone into the 30s and 20s heading into 11 o'clock tonight. 36 right now here in Detroit, 29 over in Howell, 28 tonight working over into Pontiac, and 31 right now checking in with us over in Adrian. What's going to bring us the winter weather is causing severe weather over the Midwestern United States tonight. Tornado and severe thunderstorm watches in effect for portions of Kansas and Oklahoma. And as that low heads right towards southeastern Michigan, we start off with a little bit of freezing rain, wintry mix with temperatures near freezing early tomorrow morning, warming into the upper 30s by lunchtime, lower 40s by tomorrow afternoon. Most of us in our southern zones going to rain. Everyone else sticks with that wintry mix for the majority of the day. But that's not the only round of winter weather we have into the forecast over the next 7 days as well. I'll detail out what you can expect in your complete forewarned forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Always a good time to download that forewarned weather app. Exact Track 4D. I promise I'll get it. Future track and weather alerts in the palm of your hand. You can find it in your favorite app store. Just search WDIV.
DTE Energy working through the night to get power back on for thousands of customers. At last check, about 77,000 customers remain without power at this hour. DTE says they expect the majority of customers to be back on by the end of the day. Victor Williams joins us live with where things stand as more winter weather is headed our way. Victor?
Yes, Pamela, we know a lot of people are hoping that those numbers are going down faster and faster. We do know that DTE has about 4,000 crews on the ground right now, hoping to make that happen as soon as possible.
We have a friend of ours who's not supposed to get their power back until Monday or Tuesday.
The quest to restore power continues, with DTE working to reconnect the electricity for about 80,000 homes as we speak.
In total, over 8,000 wires came down and over 630,000 customers have been impacted.
Matt Paul is the Executive Vice President of Distribution Operations with DTE.
The thousands of men and women at DTE, along with our in-state and out-of-state partners, will continue to work around the clock until each and every customer is restored.
In the meantime, some customers in Ann Arbor have been complaining about their time without power at an event created by the group called Ann Arbor for Public Power.
We've not had power since, Thursday morning. Our kids go to Ann Arbor Public Schools. They've not been going all day.
And with school set to begin in just hours, it's a race against the clock to get things back to normal as soon as possible, with concerns of another major impact.
We're also tracking some potential freezing rain that may come into our region on Monday and Tuesday. So that could have an impact because one thing we will not sacrifice is safety.
And Consumers Energy is also thanking their customers for being patient as they work to restore power at this point in time as well. But let's hope by this time later on tomorrow, everyone is back to normal. Victor Williams, Local 4.
About 77,000 households hoping for that exact same thing. Victor, thank you. And a reminder tonight, DTE wants you to remember to stay 25 feet away from any downed wires and not to touch anything those wires may be in contact with. You can always call DTE at 1-800-477-4747. If you do see a downed line, be aware that wires behind yellow tape may still be live. And we also know a lot of people are making use of generators right now, but you should never use a portable generator inside of your home. The massive power outages is also drawing the attention of state lawmakers. Our Grant Herms reports they are calling for more answers into what's causing these widespread outages.
As thousands of field crews work to get the power back on before the next round of winter weather, calls are now mounting to get to the bottom of how tens of thousands of people were left without power for days. On Sunday, Royal Oak Democratic Senator Mallory McMorrow vowing to hold utilities accountable after days of power outages, tweeting, "The length of this outage in freezing temperatures is completely unacceptable. The frequency of outages and lack of reliability is completely unacceptable. And I will do the work to hold DTE accountable and demand improvements." When asked if there would be hearings, McMorrow, who sits on the state Senate Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, saying she hadn't spoken with Senate leaders yet, but said, "I hope so. We'll ask that there are." McMorrow's tweets coming as Metro Detroiters growing more irritated about being left in the dark for a fourth day.
The house went down to 50. We got back and it reeked, so we took everything out of the freezer, and majority of our dairy and meat products were also thrown away.
Oh no, their website was down. It was terrible. Like the app didn't work. The app was saying I had a power, and then I had to report it that I didn't.
Recently, Michigan was ranked among the least reliable for utilities in the country, according to rankings from the Citizens Utility Board. And the consumer choice website ChooseEnergy.com gave DTE, the state's largest utility, the least reliable ranking in its latest list. When asked for an interview on potential hearings, DTE spokespeople said their focus was on power restoration, including restoring power to 450,000 customers since Wednesday, and saying in a statement in part, "We completely understand the frustration being expressed, and we will continue to work with state and local leaders on our shared goals of continuing to improve reliability, deliver cleaner energy, while maintaining affordability for our customers." Now, there's no timeline for when those possible hearings could take place. Local 4 did reach out to the committee chairs for both the committees that would deal with utilities or infrastructure, but did not get comments back. In Detroit, Grant Herms, Local 4.
New at 11.
We are hearing from one of the victims of the MSU campus shootings who says he is the first victim to be released from the hospital. In a post on Facebook by Troy Forbush, he wrote, quote, "I took a bullet to my chest, had a brush with death, and almost didn't make it if it weren't for the incredible doctors who saved my life in emergency surgery that night. After a week spent in the ICU and 3 additional days before being cared for by the superhero staff, I was blessed to be the first individual discharged from Sparrow Hospital. My world has been turned upside down so suddenly, but I refuse to be a number, a statistic. Alongside my family, friends, community, university, and state government officials, we will enact change. I have a long journey of recovery ahead for me. This is only the beginning. Rest in power, Alexandria, Ariel, and Brian." End quotes. 2 people are dead and 2 others are hurt after a shooting on Detroit's east side. It happened around 2:30 this morning on Greensboro near Corville. That's near I-94 in Whittier. Police say a 28-year-old and a 33-year-old were killed, while a 31-year-old woman and a 22-year-old had non-life-threatening injuries. They say a gunshot was recovered at the scene. People in the neighborhood say they believe the shooting stemmed from a domestic situation. And Detroit police are still searching for the man who they say opened fire on officers. Investigators say this man, Tyler James Hood, shot at officers. It happened around 8:30 last night near Linden and Bramall. Police saw a man with a gun entering a car. They tried to make a traffic stop. They say that he instead fired shots at officers. There was a short chase, but Hood got away. Fortunately, no one was hurt. If you have any information, call Detroit Police or Crime Stoppers. State police say a driver going the wrong way caused a deadly crash on I-75. It happened at 11:30 last night in the southbound lanes near Bagley. Police say a 37-year-old was driving a van in the southbound lanes of I-75 while going the wrong way. They say the van hit a Jeep that was going southbound. We're told the driver of the van was killed in that crash. The driver and a passenger in the Jeep were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist says he is not running for the state's open U.S. Senate seat in 2024. Gilchrist was considered a potential candidate after Senator Debbie Stabenow announced she will not run for re-election next year when her term ends. Gilchrist tweeted today, quote, "Serving our state in Washington, D.C. would be a great opportunity, but instead, I will keep standing tall for Michigan right here at home as Lieutenant Governor." The governor and I have more work to do. I look forward to working with our next U.S. Senator to get it done. End quote. Next at 11, the hazardous shipment of material from East Palestine, Ohio is back on, but the rest of that waste is not coming to Michigan. Plus, what happens when life changes in a moment? You know her from The Voice, but now Detroit singer Beth Griffith Manley reveals her caregiving journey with her mother and some advice for other caregivers that may walk this same road.